Hi there. This is the second of 4 episodes on making this maple hollow form with a maple ebonized finial, and it's threaded. Now today we're going to work on the lower finial. Joint's a little hard to see, but it's right about there, and we'll be making that today. I'm going to make it in 2 different ways, one with a vacuum chuck and one with a 4-jaw chuck. Not everyone has a vacuum chuck, so we'll do it in 2 different ways, and we're going to start that right now. I have a 2-inch thick piece of maple. I'm using the compass to draw the circles and then the bandsaw to cut them out to use for the lower finials. I used the live center in the tailstock to center this small turning block on the vacuum chuck. I am turning what will be the bottom of the lower part of the finial. I'm making it concave and will have a flat spot in the center for the male threaded part to glue to. As usual, we'll go through the sanding real quickly. No one has yet told me they wanted to watch that very badly. I've reversed the blank on the vacuum chuck, and I'm using a 5/8 inch Forstner bit to make a hole to accommodate the tenon from the top part of the finial.
I am flattening the top, in fact making it slightly concave. If it's the slightest bit convex, the joint between this lower and the upper finial will be too obvious.
And that's one lower finial made with the vacuum chuck. Now I'm going to do another one with the 4-jaw chuck. I'm not going to duplicate this. I very rarely like to make things that are exactly the same, but that's just my choice. Some people like to have 2 of the same thing in their house. I like to have something just a little bit different each time. So let's get on with that and see how to go about doing that with the 4-jaw chuck.
I'm using the parting tool to create a tenon which will fit in the 4-jaw chuck. I'm using the 5/8 Forstner bit again to drill the hole to accommodate the tenon on the top finial. I use calipers to set the size that I want to turn the outside top to.
To reverse chuck this lower finial and use the 4-jaw chuck, I'm going to put a short piece of 5/8 inch dowel into the opening and hot glue it in. Now I haven't tried this before. I'm a little leery of just how easily I'll be able to get it out. So I'm going to do a little test. I'm going to glue into a piece of scrap and then put it into a toaster oven after a few minutes and just see whether that will loosen it up enough that I can remove it. Let's take a look and see how this test is going to work.
Well, drilling the hole is easy, although I must admit I shouldn't have been holding it with my bare hand like that. A clamp would have been a good idea. A little hot glue goes a long way. I'll turn the temperature up to 300 degrees on the toaster. When the light goes out, it's time to put the glued unit in. After about 3 minutes I can take it out, and I find that it's not too hard to take apart already. With the wood heated in a 300-degree oven, gloves just seemed like a good idea.
Well, that worked pretty well. So now let's try it with the real thing.
I'll use another dowel with pressure from the tailstock to push that in and let it sit for a few minutes for the glue to set. I'm removing the excess glue to make sure that it sits flush against the jaws of the chuck. I've removed it from the chuck with the large jaws, and now I've reversed it and I'm putting the dowel into pin jaws. And now, just what you've been waiting for, more sanding.
and that gives me 2 lower finials. One made with the vacuum chuck and one made with the 4-jaw chuck. I'm going to leave this in here so I don't have to recenter it when I go to glue in the male threaded part. I hope you've enjoyed this. That's what I'm going to work on next, is the male threaded part, so I hope you come back for that. If you've enjoyed this, click on the like button. Remember to subscribe. Thanks again for watching, and what are you doing sitting there at the computer when you could be out making sawdust? Have a great day in your shop.